Morning, y'all. Right, so we've got a couple of questions from the Journey people today. My Journey students, if you're not already following them, check them out. So we've got 6 months of lessons for 5 people. And we've got a question from Aiden, which I thought was really good, which we're going to answer today. So Aiden's question, he texted me yesterday. Where's it gone? Just a question mark. Because I'm trying not to lift the handle of the club, so he delivers the club with a high handle. Does the fact my irons are 2 degrees upright affect that? So we're going to talk about the difficulties of custom fit around lessons and around ideas of change. Then we've also got Michael is asking, hi Mark, I have a Saturday, Sunday medal comp this coming weekend. I want to plan a strategy on how to approach each hole. Could you tell me how it should be done? Cheers, Mike. So we're going to talk about those ideas as well. So, question of the day for you guys and girls at home is, have you restricted having a custom fit because you're working on swings or because you don't think you're good enough? As in you want to get to a certain standard before you get custom fit, those kind of ideas. Post comments down below, let's hear you. Because this is definitely an interesting subject, one I get asked a lot, one I've had lots of thoughts about, and I do feel there are a few maybe holes in the ideas of custom fits around people delivering them, which we'll kind of discuss today. So this first idea of Aiden's, changing his ideas of swing. So he likes to get the face in a position that encourages him to lift the handle to try and control face to path. That in turn lies the club in a way that makes it, for lots of golfers, very difficult to have control of face to path. So I'm working on him trying to feel like he's getting that lower handle delivery, which obviously is going to change his lie angle at delivery. And the reason he's ended up with this lie, and I see it time and time again, is if you get fit for something with a fitter who doesn't talk to you about your technique, they're just going to fit off what you bring, what you come with, and try and get the most out of what you turn up with. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, it's just the coaching side of me would always try and challenge that. What happens for golfers, and I see it time and time again, is that by fitting that club around their delivered angles is then encouraging them to carry on delivering those angles. So his point of his text, which I agree with, and it's one of my biggest problems with custom fit and the ideas around how it's done at the moment, is that we don't want him delivering the club this way, so why are we building a club that encourages him to deliver the club with a higher handle? You could argue giving him a 2 degree flat club would be a very big test for him and an interesting one to see how he handles and if he adjusts to that in any way. Now I think he wouldn't adjust, but he might over time, and he certainly would with the right tuition. So I'm certainly going to, we'll discuss this a bit further to make sure you're all clear of what I'm saying. Because there's flip sides to this argument that work both ways, and I understand why some of the fitters go the way they do. I think what upsets me the most is, I will put this out there, it's more the fact that lots of people are fitting this way and they know no better. They just see a club being delivered toe-ended down and they're not really sure how that player's doing it or why, and they just bend it around it. That's the thing that concerns me the most. We'll talk about this more. Right, time to head into town. I've got a few jobs to do. Got to get something for tea tonight as well. Come with me, let's talk about this more. So what kind of golfer are you has to play its part, and I'm not saying it doesn't. Someone like Aiden is showing massive commitments to improving. He's joined the journey. He's paying with his own money to try and improve. He's willing to go on camera in front of hundreds of thousands of people from around the world and show if his ability to improve or not, and take instruction. Yet he's got clubs which are built around his fault. So I would argue that is a mistake of whatever fitter he got fitted from. And I know for a fact he got fitted at a major retail store in the UK.
because fitting has a purpose. It's a selling tool, but for a good coach, it's got permutations of improvement. I don't sell any equipment. Like, I want you all to buy Titleist equipment. I'm paid by Titleist. All go and buy Titleist equipment and go and tell them Mark told you, and then I'll up my fee next year. But at the end of the day, I just want you to get better. That's what I did when I started, and that's what I still do now, which is why I think the Titleist Synergy works quite well, because they've got similar ideas as well. But if a custom fit is built around a selling tool, it's built around just getting you to sell clubs, you wouldn't even begin to try and fix Aiden. It's a 6-month program that we're doing. So look, I remember doing fittings, and one of the main questions I would ask, how often do you play? What's your goals in golf? Someone comes in and says, I play once a month, just for work, bit of fun, I need some clubs to play. That fitting's going to be very different to the guy who, or girl, comes and says, look, I want to play my best, I want to get to my lowest handicap, I'm putting this amount of time into practicing, getting better. This is where I see the fault in fitting lies, because too much of it is around trying to just sell you equipment. I think there's big improvements to be made. And then you've also got the people like, you know, Bernard Langer delivers a high handle, Darren Clark gets his handle up quite high. Would I change them? No. I would again assess them, talk to them, work with them, and think about trying to get them the clubs that help them continue to be the great players that they are. If they had questions and things they wanted to fix, you would combine an idea of their delivery and fitting together. I personally feel, and this isn't going to be popular, but I personally feel there's lots of people like Aiden out there, and I think they've been done a disservice. I think things can be done better. I really do.
Ryan Little.
Right, shall we deal with Michael's question? Bacon pasta tonight, for anyone who's wondering. So Michael's question is an interesting one. So what I used to do when I was competing and playing, if I knew I was playing in a tournament the next day, going to bed that night, I would actually, this is big tournaments and when I was younger, I would walk through the course in my head to try and pick out or think of any ideas I could do to try and play those holes best. So thinking about like a drivable par 4, should I go for it or not, those ideas. And that was good just for prepping me for being ready to play, but I don't think it really made much of a difference to the outcome of my round. What I would say to you is a better thing to do, I mean obviously walk through the course the night before, day before, and think about a strategy, playing to your strength. So drivable par 4s, I would make the decision to go for them with my driver more than not, because it is a club that I'm relatively comfortable with. If there's history of me hitting bad shots on those holes in the past, I might think, right, I'm going to hit a hybrid and wedge it in for 120 yards this time. Those kind of ideas pre-round. Where you need to be more dynamic, Michael, and this applies to everyone, is you need to be able to do this planning on the hop as you go. So let's think about it. The drivable par 4 and the pin's on the left, and if you miss left, it's death. And I've hit 3 drives already that I've just slightly overturned into the left semi. I'm probably going to choose not to go for it on that hole or change my aim. So on each hole, when you get there, each tee shot, each approach shot, you want to be looking at where the strength is, where the bails are, working out what side is a better miss to what side is a disaster miss, and working that into the patterns that you'll bring in on that day. That will be far more rewarding in your scores than you just simply walking through this course like the night before, because all you need to do is hit like a shank or some kind of top, and that's now all completely irrelevant, all that work you've done. So that's where I think you can overthink this through. And I've kind of said it before when we've done this stuff with Rory, you can do all the planning in the world, you still got to execute the shot. For me, watching amateurs, being able to work it out as they go, react as they go to their left miss, their right miss, their short miss, their long miss, understanding where the death misses are, like just do not put it in that spot, those kind of ideas, they're the ones who seem to really be able to kind of carve out a score more often than not. Let me know if that helps. So do I think Aiden could change his clubs and benefit? Yes, I do. I don't think it still takes away, and I think he knows this, how much he still needs to work, as in he could get those clubs delivering toe-ended up like they kind of should be because they're too upright for him, and use that more as the answer to the fix. You know, use the idea of, that's what I say to lots of my students, as soon as they're delivering toe-ended up, you can change them. Does it surprise me that Aiden ends up with the clubs he's got? Absolutely not. I've seen it for a long time, and that's why I continuously stress that maybe you should be getting custom fit by people that coach you rather than just fitters, in my opinion. I think there is a lot of room for improvement when it comes to fitting. But I also think there's going to be not many people who would want to go down the complex route of having fitters who understand the complexities of coaching as well as fitting. And I think that's a shame. There we go, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on custom fitting. Now look, don't be confused, this doesn't mean don't get custom fit. It's still something I strongly believe in. It's more, I think it can get better, and I think it can be tailored more around you. So custom fit the person to the equipment, which obviously is the idea, where there's a part of me that just feels a little bit at the minute like it's custom fit the equipment they want to sell to the player. It's a slight difference in my head, and I think Aidens Question really highlights some of the issues, pitfalls that are out there when it comes to getting custom fit. Post comments, I'd love to hear your ideas as well down below. Now, tomorrow is Alexis is back with me for the Journey student, so I'm going to be with him. Got a very busy day, so I'm not sure what time, if a daily vlog will get up tomorrow, but his one will get up. If it doesn't, it might get up on Saturday, but it might come tomorrow. Also on Monday, I'm off to Spain filming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So again, Monday, hopefully we'll try and get a vlog up for that night, but it's all subject to the travel, the filming, and the time difference, and I am leaving at like 3 in the morning, how much energy I've got as well to edit, but it will come. So I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.